When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is February 24th, and we got Tommy back. Thank goodness. What's going on, fellas?
Good morning.
Good
Thomas,
morning.
welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back. It was a nice little vacation. Took it down to Bradenton, saw the regatta, saw the Pirates. It was a good weekend. Didn't get blown up too much being the keyword, so we're all good. We're back in action, ready to go.
How the Buccos looking? We put any live bets on the Buccos to win the division this year?
I don't know if I'd do the live bet to win the division. I might take the over on the win total, but I see a wild card in our future.
Nice. Yes, we're happy to be back. And yesterday, frankly, I don't know if you guys saw online, I guess the rates met some sort of quota that we are now the lowest rates since 2022, even though rates have been low here now since September. So what we're here to talk about is you got to get those buyers off the fence because it is a great time. But what we're worried about, if it gets too good, then it gets out there to the public, and then all the buyers rush back and you've lost everything we have now.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what we're fully expecting, right? How many people that you talk to every day tell you that they're waiting for rates to fall? Waiting for rates to fall. I'm waiting for rates to fall. What the heck are they waiting them to fall to? I mean, we've seen them at 8. We've seen them at 7. We've seen them at 6. We're at 5.875, I think, on some rates.
6.04 APR.
Depending what investor you go to and what are we waiting for? I mean, that's over 2 percentage points. I don't know. Frankly, maybe they're waiting for a 9% because that's the only rate I haven't seen since I started doing this job.
Well, I mean, what we have to focus on if we're realtors and loan officers is if a buyer mentions that, we have to give them a target rate. Tom is very good at giving target rates for refinances. We need to do it on the purchase side as well, because otherwise it's kind of like going to the casino and you win money, but you give it all back because you never had a limit of what you were going to win or walk away with. So there's a give and take in this market, Anth. And if the rates drop too low, or at least the public hears that rates are dropping, it's supply and demand business. And we know what happens. We saw it during the COVID market of what happens when buyers rush to the market.
Yeah, I mean, when they rush to the market, multiple offers come back, seller's assistance is gone, negotiation is gone. I mean, that's what we saw during COVID, but, getting the clients the right information, I think clients get too much information from too many people, and 75% of that is wrong. If you're going to get the information, work very closely with your team, your loan officer, your lender, as well as your agent to set that plan up. And, now is a great time to buy. Everybody said, hey, I'm waiting to the 5s. I think people were still waiting for COVID years 3 and 4. Well, just say you're not going to buy a house. Because,
Right.
I mean, we're not anticipating on seeing that anytime in the near future or long term. So, I mean, the rates are, in the 5s. They're phenomenal rates compared to the last 2 years. So if that's not going to work for you, maybe you have to readjust your budget. I think people still want to have that high budget. And yes, at 2 or 3%, that house is affordable at $700,000. Maybe that's not the budget you should be in. Back off that budget a little bit and make the home ownership, time more affordable for what your needs are.
Yeah, I do believe Instagram has ruined the starter home. No one wants a starter home anymore to get in the market and gain that equity. They all want that Instagram famous house that they can talk about that looks like a mansion, when sometimes when you're going from first-time home buyer, you need to get into a starter home. It may not be your dream home, but it's going to allow you to build equity to step up as you go on with your career to that next home, where that second or third home then is that dream home. Getting it right off the bat it's not real reality, frankly, where Pittsburgh is one of the most affordable cities in the country. And we need to take advantage of the affordability and get everyone in the homes that we can.
Yeah, and I think as a real estate agent, it's very important that you're talking to these buyers, you're hearing what they're telling you. If you're asking them, where we're trying to be, what price, and they're giving you a monthly payment, they do know their budget and they're kind of, budget savvy and know where they want to be. But if all you hear from them is we're waiting for rates to get lower, I'd probably delete their number. They're wasting your time and they're sucking you dry.
And it's not that hard to compare. If you ask someone what they pay in rent, you can work backwards and figure out where their possible budget would be or what house they could buy. Hey, here's a house that would have an equal mortgage payment to what you're paying in rent. And because a lot of times first-time buyers have just misconceptions that don't always make sense. So we have to show them real-world examples of what can be purchased compared to what they're paying in rent.
Yeah, and I think that is perfect. We have tools to do that. We have our Agent One app for our agents that are loyal to us. There's marketing in there that they could use for that. You could ask us. We have other tools that we could use for different marketing. We know those numbers. We could help with those numbers. That's our job, is to show these clients why it makes sense to buy. And I mean, I don't know how much more we could say, frankly. Like, what more do we need to say, guys? Now is the time to buy. If you're waiting, you're going to get screwed.
And let's pull it up, Anth. Let's talk about it. Why are we saying this? First off, just because everyone wants to talk about rates. It was everywhere yesterday. We're now lowest rates since 2022. So here we go. We're not in COVID time, but we're the second best behind COVID time. So stop talking about you're waiting for rates to drop. That's last year's news. That is last year's news. The rates have dropped. We got to get the buyers in. Second thing, Tom, something that's been a major problem that's finally coming back up, at least a little bit, is inventory. We just talked about how it's supply and demand. When there's more inventory, that's even better for buyers.
Yeah, and we're seeing the inventory pop up. We're seeing the inventory stay on market. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. Yes, everybody wants to say that everything's still multiple offers, but when you look into the actual numbers and the statistics, the days on market is quickly growing towards 75 days. It might even be higher than 75 days. So you cannot ignore the numbers. All I hear every week, I hear multiple offers. I can't get anything except for my buyer, as I see different things in the numbers. So I think that maybe, that buyer might have to look into a different area if they can't find a home, that they're saying that there's no homes available, because frankly, we're seeing different things on our end.
And Anth, as the rates trickle down, those buyers that are sitting there waiting to sell because the rate was just too high, they're finally able to move and get their houses on the market.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is all those clients that had 2 or 3%, they felt like they were stuck. But ultimately, over that time, they've also gained appreciation and equity that they can use towards the new home that they're trying to buy. And the rates are not where they were, so having, the rates where they are right now puts everything in a better perspective and an easier move for the clients moving forward.
And then finally, I mean, last year, our company, I believe, were about 80% conventional loans, where we're hoping in 2026, we now see more of the other loan programs, FHA, VA, and USDA, coming back to the market and allowing buyers to get into the proper financing that fits them the most.
Yeah, because when we're qualifying for a loan, it is what is best for the buyer. We are looking out for the buyer's finances. Flat out, that's what we're doing. We're not looking out for paychecks for other people in the business. We're looking out for the buyer and their finance.
And we're definitely not looking out for the seller. We want to work with the buyer to negotiate, to win a deal, to get that buyer the best transaction possible. So get those buyers off the fence, That's all I got today. And take us out, Anth.
You guys have a great day. Happy selling.
Later, boys.
Later.
Tom, Ryan, and